I saw you earlier today, and you were saying that you're going to you would like to run with Ron Paul. That sort of stuck in my head.
Well, I didn't say that I would run. I said if he would ask me and if he was independent, I would give it very serious consideration.
Because he's the only one you trust.
Yep.
To do what?
Well, he was the only congressman that had the courage to stand out on the floor and say that we need more WikiLeaks. And he said that WikiLeaks hasn't killed anyone. How many people have died from the lies and deception of the intelligence in the Iraq War? And also he said the most profound thing, and that is when in a free society, when the truth equals treason, we're in big trouble. When you tell the truth and you have people saying you should be charged with treason for telling the truth.
Well, isn't the answer to that you put the troops at risk and you put Americans around the world at risk and you know
how?
Because you're spilling the beans on locations.
But
I don't know.
There's been no location spilled.
Not yet.
All that's been released now, no one's died, no one's gotten in any trouble.
True.
So until it happens, you can't do it before it happens or criticize it before it's going to happen.
But isn't it a slippery slope that this kind of exposure of private emails and things
I don't think so.
Could be dangerous?
Joy, last year, the government called top secret 16 million documents. 16 million documents you and I are not allowed to read. Yeah. We have every right to see them. You know why? We pay taxes.
What happened to
That's the spending of our taxes.
Freedom of Information
They
Act?
drag their feet. They don't produce it in a decent time. They stall you
to death.
So
it's passive-aggressive.
Sure.
Sure. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Now, you know, this week, what's today? Wednesday. So Friday, there could be a government shutdown, which, I mean, again, let me bring the troops into that. Will they get paid if there's a government shutdown?
Sure they will.
They will?
Yeah, I'm sure they will because they're essential.
They're essential?
Yeah, because they fall under defense.
I see, but
old people aren't essential.
Even if their lives are at stake because they can't buy a dinner
that's
that
the government, yeah. No, I disagree with it. But, yeah, what they're saying is the military is essential, national defense is essential, but the old people, well, maybe they look at it this way. If a few of them kick the bucket, they won't have to pay out the Social Security no more, and it'll help the budget.
Now, talk about a conspiracy. But, I mean, what about babies and young people who won't get formula because their parents are not getting food stamps?
Well, what it does, Joy, is it shows something I've been harping on for years, and that is the Democratic and Republican parties don't give a damn about America. They put their parties first and their political ambitions first, their special interest corporate donors first. We may be about fourth in line. But you know what? We can solve all that if the lemmings out there will think a moment.
I know.
Stop voting for Democrats and Republicans.
I know. You know, you said that this morning, and I really don't think that people really feel that they're up to that yet, that there's an alternative to that.
Well, then take what you get. People ask me, how do you solve it? I tell them, okay, you don't want to listen to me, then enjoy what you get because you voted for it.
But you know what people do when they hate both parties? They don't vote at all. That's really not a solution.
Well, you know what they ought to have? How about the option of none of the above on the ballot?
That would be good.
To where you can, and imagine if you lost to none of the above, if you were a candidate and none of the above won.
That's good. That's good.
That would send a message.
Put a dog's name
that
there.
would send a message, wouldn't it? If you were running for Congress, a Democrat and Republican, and none of the above beat you.
Yeah.
The leader would still the leader would still get elected.
Yeah.
Because but he would have to then go into office realizing he or she lost to none of the above.
None of the above. Maybe none of the above could be the vice president.
So you're saying that's what I am? If I ran with Ron Paul, none of the above?
Maybe you could be.
Actually, Congressman Paul and I might have to flip a coin.